Climate change has been observed globally, but it is especially noticeable in the Arctic. The Zero Curtain Project, funded by the National Science Foundation, was established in Alaska to study the emission of methane and its effects on the atmosphere. But why is methane so important?
Methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas and is basically able to trap 28 to 24 times more heat than the CO2.
The zero curtain is a phenomenon that happens in the fall when soil temperatures remain stable at 0 degrees Celsius for quite a while before completely freezing.
During this time, there is actually quite a substantial methane production. That's what we found. And what we are trying to do is figuring out where it's coming from.
To answer this question, the research team is out on the tundra year-round, taking measurements and studying the uptake and release of greenhouse gases from the tundra vegetation and soil. Other equipment measures circulation of air in the atmosphere and how the concentration of gases fluctuates. The data varies due to temperature, but some questions remain.
Methane production increases with temperature, but also methane consumption increases. So the balance between these two processes is actually still highly unknown.
Modern technology has helped obtain new types of measurements to help researchers better understand the relationship between temperature and tundra methane emission. But the process has not been without hiccups.
Measuring the emission of methane during the cold period. So this was a major undertaking because the instruments were freezing during the fall and winter.
Thankfully, new methodology was developed to keep these instruments ice-free during the cold season, and the data recorded was surprising.
The emission during the entire cold period accounted for more than 50% of the entire emission for the entire year. So we were able to actually estimate these processes continue happening well after the soil was completely frozen.
There's been an increase in extreme weather events around the world, and people are asking if there could be a link between that and Arctic tundra methane emission.
We are really seeing a massive change that is really an increase in wildfire, an increase in heat waves, and all this is coming from trapping too much energy. Of course, really there are many different factors that are affecting the climate, but when you are increasing the greenhouse gas concentration and you are trapping more energy into your system, this energy is coming out in different ways. And one of these ways are these extreme events.
But to learn more about how methane emission will continue to affect climate change, researchers need more data to understand the big picture.
It's really hard to say when you have 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 years of measurements, but that's really what the public wants to know. If the Arctic ecosystem are becoming a bigger source of methane, if this is affecting the global methane budget. And to be able to answer this question, we need to have longer term data, and we also need to know where the methane is coming from to really be able to estimate how it's going to change in the future.
From the Arctic tundra at Point Barrow, Alaska, I'm meteorologist Cheryl Nelson for AccuWeather.